What is up, guys? My name is Darren Jackson. Welcome back to the channel where apparently I keep the background volume a little too high. Really sorry about that. It's kind of embarrassing, but live and you learn, so hopefully this isn't as bad. But also, if you've been watching this channel for the past couple of months, then you know we've been wrapping up this series of this merger between Torchlight Energy Resources and MMATF Incorporated. By the way, guys, for those of you guys that have been part of this channel since practically day one, or for those of you guys that have joined this channel, whether it's because Torchlight, MetaMaterials, or anything else I've talked about recently, thank you guys so much. This is a very small YouTube channel, and I can't stress enough about how excited I get every time I get a notification telling me that someone new has subscribed. I really wish I could message you guys individually, just tell you how appreciative I am, because I literally cannot grow without you guys and your support. So I really appreciate it. And all that being said, please also let me know if there's anything else that you would like for me to talk about, whether it's penny stocks that you're really interested in, you want my opinion of, dividend stocks, value stocks, cryptocurrency, anything relative to your investing journey and that you know will benefit you, just like it has benefited me, because at the end of the day, we're just all trying to grow, and there's different avenues that will help us support that growth. So again, thank you guys, and all that aside, let's finally talk about Torchlight. So if you guys have been following Torchlight or MetaMaterials or hopefully investing into it, then you know that tomorrow, June 18th, is a really big day for us as Torchlight investors, especially because Torchlight and their board of directors will be hosting their shareholders meeting. Now, I made a video before kind of going into explanation on what a shareholder meeting is and how it pertains to Torchlight. Now, a shareholder meeting is a meeting that a lot of companies have, pretty much every company will have at some point, where they will decide on something. It's typically after a vote, whether it's for a new product or primarily for some type of addition or change within their board of directors. Another major reason why you would have a board of directors shareholder meeting is through a merger, or when a merger is about to happen. And that's the case with Torchlight. We heard months ago, almost maybe last year, that Torchlight was going to be merging with MetaMaterials. And for the past month or so, all of us should have gotten an email from our broker giving us the opportunity to put in a proxy vote to determine if we're for or against this merger. So tomorrow on June 11th, this shareholders meeting will finalize a tallying up of the votes to determine if Torchlight and their investors agree or disagree on the merger with MetaMaterials. And I'm pretty confident that all of us are in agreement of this merger and that it's going to go through. So in preparation and assumption that the merger actually does go through, then we're expecting the merger to actually come to fruition a week later on June 18th. So anyone that's an investor of Torchlight or the Canadian-based MetaMaterials or the MetaMaterials that you can invest in through Fidelity or E-Trade and TD Ameritrade and other brokerages like that, we'll all eventually see by Monday the ticker symbol change to MMAT for MetaMaterials Incorporated. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, I'm personally a long-term investor into this merger because ultimately I'm really excited for what MetaMaterials has to offer. I appreciate them being a tech company. I'm always interested in investing into tech companies and what they can do for the world. But the fact that they're using their power source primarily from light and the applications that they're doing, I think is amazing, and it's really beneficial for the times at hand. But there's also a reason why I invested into Torchlight, because of course, you can invest into either Torchlight or MetaMaterials. Now, there are two reasons why you would want to invest into either one. So the first reason has to do with the actual breakdown on how many shares you'll be receiving once the merger comes into play. So if you're a Torchlight investor, you will receive 25% ownership of the entire company, which means that for every one share that you have of Torchlight, you will receive one share of the new MetaMaterials. So if you have 100 shares right now of Torchlight, then after the merger comes into play, you'll have 100 shares of MetaMaterial. Now, if you are a current investor of MetaMaterials, whether it's Canadian-based or from Fidelity or anything like that, then you will have 75% ownership of the new MetaMaterials, which means if you have 100 shares right now of MetaMaterials currently, then you'll have 300 shares of MetaMaterials. You should have 300 shares of MetaMaterials. And I say that because on the comments below of a lot of the videos that I've made, which thank you guys, by the way, I love the engagement, seriously. I've seen a lot of people say that you should get between 3 to 4 shares if you're currently a MetaMaterials holder, which I'm not sure why that is. And mathematically, that doesn't make sense. And I say mathematically because I'm pretty sure in one of the posts that Torchlight made months ago when they were just announcing the merger with MMATerials, I believe they state that Torchlight investors would have 25% equity or ownership. So mathematically it wouldn't make sense that you could have 4 shares of MMATerials per 1 share if you're on this side, and on Torchlight you still get 1. That's 5 shares being split up. That can't be 25%. But I could be totally wrong, so if there's something I'm missing, please leave your comments below because I could be tripping, but that's kind of how I see it. So I'm saying 1 for 1 for Torchlight and 3 for 1 for MMATerials. But that's one reason. The other reason is this Class A preferred stock dividend. I'm pretty confident that this is the biggest reason why people are investing into this whole thing, let alone Torchlight, besides the fact that people may be just believers of MMATerial. And that's where we talk about the one big thing that I'm looking forward to that's actually going to come into play after the shareholders meeting. And that's the record date. Now, the record date is something that a lot of companies may set to determine that this is the last day that you have to invest into this company for whatever reward that you're looking for. And it's the same case with Torchlight. So for Torchlight, they should be announcing a record date by the end of the shareholders meeting. And this record date will be the last day that us as investors have to invest into Torchlight to qualify for this Class A preferred share dividend. Now, if you don't know what this Class A dividend is all about, why people are so hyped up about it, I've made videos about it before, but basically one of the requirements that Torchlight had to be able to be eligible to merge with MMATerials is that they had to sell pretty much everything that they have, and that includes the land that they do their projects on, which is in the Permian Basin, including the sub-basin Midland and the sub-basin Oro Grande, and all the tools and equipment that they use to actually do the projects within their oil and gas company. So they sell all of that, and then that amount will be divided amongst all of us as shareholders. I believe it'll be all outstanding shares, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. And then we'll receive that profit, a one-time profit that we can't trade, and that's known as a Class A preferred stock dividend. Now, I've also made videos about, or a video about what that potential dividend payout could be. Based off another company called Oasis Petroleum and them being able to sell their Delaware Basin, which is also within the Permian Basin. But at this point, we have no idea what the amount is because I believe Torchlight has probably until the end of the year to actually sell it. So this is all assumption. There's been a lot of assumptions on what it could be. So again, leave your comments below and let me know what you guys think. But what we do know is that after the shareholder meeting on June 11th, we should know at some point after that, hopefully soon after that, when we have to actually invest into Torchlight to be eligible for whatever this dividend is. So I'm letting you guys know right now, if you are an investor into Torchlight or if you are really interested in what MMATerials has in the future and you want some extra money, I really would recommend you guys invest into Torchlight, even if you're investing in MMATerials as well, only because of the potential of what this dividend could be, because essentially it's just free money that we're all going to get on top of the hopefully growth that we're all going to get once this merger takes place. But that's just my personal opinion. But guys, let me know what you all think about this merger altogether, since we're pretty much wrapping up, we're getting close to wrapping up this series of Torchlight and MMATerials. What do you guys think about the record date? What do you guys think ultimately that the dividend amount will be and why? I really love hearing you guys' opinions. It's definitely helping me out as well. And speaking of helping out, hopefully you guys watch some of these other videos that will help you guys out on your investing journey as they have in mind. I appreciate you guys watching. And until next time, take care.